What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 5 stocks that I'm looking for this week. I'm going to be showing you my setups for them, my entry points, my exit points, specifically for selling calls and selling puts. I call this premium plays, which I release every single Saturday. Without further ado, let's go over the shoulder and go over them. Now, how about that NVIDIA call? We were in and out of those cash secured puts. Literally in a week. Love to see it. Just collecting that premium, closing out part positions. So those of you tuning in here, basically every single Saturday I release something called Premium Plays, which you are tuned into right now, which basically shows all the different kinds of setups and ideas I'm looking for this following week. So if you like that sort of stuff, obviously like and subscribe. But I want to, I hope it's okay. I just want to give a quick shout out to this community, guys. I've only just started this channel, and we've already got people like crushing it, collecting premiums. I'm doing a post now every single week because a bunch of you start sending me screenshots of a bunch of like the premiums and plays you're doing, especially inside of our Facebook group. It's all free to join. This is where I put all my different kinds of plays and ideas every single morning. The link will be down below in the description of this video. But let's get into the premium plays for this week. These are really like the 4 or 5 companies that I'm really looking at. Now, my strategy does change every single morning, and that's why I post that inside the Facebook group. But these are some of the companies that I either want to start getting out of my positions on with my covered calls or get into my positions on. First one is Rocket Lab, guys. You already know I've talked about Rocket Lab a good amount. It's kind of been sideways here the past couple days, and I think we're going to see something happen. Okay. I don't know. Like, Rocket Lab likes to kind of like shoot up a lot more and kind of come back down to reality. So I'm watching this very, very closely. This week especially, because I think there's going to be an opportunity here, and it can honestly go either way. It's either going to start heading towards the top of the Bollinger Band. If that happens, I'm looking to sell my covered calls, and get some juicy premiums that way. Or even better, if it starts tanking a little bit, opening up some more cash secured puts. Now, obviously, my position here, like, I'm not trying to build up a really big position. I think Rocket Lab it's teetering on like there's hype. There's a lot of hype on this one. So I'm not necessarily looking to build a massive position here, but if we start getting down towards this 23, I'm totally fine. Like looking up a cash secured puts in like the 17 range. I'd want to open them up, 30 days out, maybe even shorter, especially with a company like this. But I'm not looking to build a bit, I'm not looking to build a position like right now heavily over $20. I think that we're going to kind of come back down to reality with Rocket Lab because it's just on such a tear right now. Now, of course, it can go either way. This ain't financial advice. I'm just a dude on the internet sharing his strategy and kind of like what I'm thinking about. But I do think there's going to be a big move here especially on Monday. And I do plan, hopefully like the live works, I do plan to do lives every single morning, pre-market premiums, I'm calling it right now. Talk about the name. Let's go. Pre-market premiums. And I'm going to go live on my on here on the YouTube channel, and I'm going to be talking about how I'm setting out my plays. So right now, listen, I know a lot's happening, right? Because I feel like I just started this, but I want to get, and I haven't done something like this before where like the news is constantly changing. But basically I've been posting these ideas in the Facebook group, but then I have some people asking me like in-depth understanding of like why, and then I'm like, it's too late to even tell you because the play already happened, right? Like, so I'm gonna try to start at like 9 Eastern time, like 30 minutes before market open, jump on live for like 15-20 minutes, explain my plays for the day. And then obviously Saturday we're talking premium plays here, and these are just like the overarching strategies. So again, looking for entry here on Rocket Lab. Again, if it comes down to 23, I think there'll be some nice premiums around like that 17, 18 price, which I wouldn't mind buying at that point. Next one. Guys, what's going on with Tesla? What's going on with Tesla? Right? There was, I don't know. I was saying it for a while. These numbers were just insane for Tesla. Now, do I think Tesla's going to come back to all-time? I'm sure, but I think we're going to go into bear market territory with Tesla right now, which is fine by me because I'm just going to keep building my position on. And because like I was like, hell no, I'm not touching this thing. When this thing was running like 400, like, Yeah, no, covered call time, baby, right? Just covered calls. But this, I think we're gonna come back down to reality. I think we're gonna come back to like this 200 levels. Yeah, like it's just a matter of time, So right now with Tesla, if we start coming down towards 300. I'll consider maybe some 250s entries, like 250 cash secured puts, 30, 45 days out. I'm sure the premiums will still be really nice. I think it's got a bit to go. Like I think before we even get to this point, that's like 2-3 months out anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna start, but I do want to start building my position again because getting out of a lot of shares on this run up, right? Like it's a company I love. Like I still believe in Tesla. I didn't lose all that. Like all the people are like kind of ditching it now, which is funny. But it is what it is. This is when a lot of people will complain, hey, like selling options doesn't work in bear markets. Like what are you talking about? That's when you build. What are you talking about? Like, what you talking about? Like, that's like, that makes no sense. I'm building my positions in the bear markets, right? On a company, which I then run covered calls. So like, if we look at like a year with Tesla, like this was like the time, this drop, you're building your position on the drops with your cash secured puts, and then you're offloading with your covered calls while it's running up. Like what? Like that's the whole point. It works in both markets. Like I really don't get when people say like selling options doesn't work in bull markets or bear markets. Like no, it works. So again, we are getting towards that bottom Bollinger Band. Like this, I see it definitely going back to like these 320 ranges. I want to see it back at 300, which I mean with Tesla, obviously this can happen literally in a day. So if it gets down to those levels, if we see that this week, or we're starting to really kind of see some sentiment around this company, I'm going to start trying to start building a position around like maybe around like 265, 270. I'll really be just looking at what the premiums are gonna be for me there. But really around like 250, I'd be comfortable. Third one. Sofi, guys, you already know I talked about this one last week on here, and this. Again, it's one of those companies, if you don't use it, you don't understand it. I do love this company, and I want to just keep building my position on. So we did build on the decline here, which is really nice. We did call that, which is fantastic. So we had some good cash secured puts. We did have some exits as well. But right now, for me, I'm just watching. So if I really want to build my position, I don't know if I'm going to do covered calls on it right now because again, I see this going over 20, like in the like not very long time, right? Like I do, and at that point maybe I'll consider selling some covered calls, but I really want to build my position here. Like the cash secured puts, like I don't know, like I just like I want to get in, like I want to be under like 13 for these. Like I had the cash secured puts that like 1250 and stuff, but like I don't know if it's gonna get there. Like I don't know, I might consider even buying a couple hundred shares, then just selling calls against them like over $20. Like I don't know. Like again, we're kind of trading right in the middle, so I'm just watching it, monitoring it. If we have an amazing week, like sure, like if we touch over this top Bollinger Band, I'll do the cover calls. Like I'm sticking to my plans here, right? Remember, my big plan is like don't fall in love with the stock. So even like Sofi, even a company I love and I really do believe in, at the end of the day, it's going to come back to reality. There's going to be more opportunities to get in and out of it. And I am going to build my position in my monthly buy that I'm just like not going to sell these shares. It's just going to be like just sitting there. So again, I just got to stick to the plan here. That's like the hardest part about this, because especially with a company like this that is still like so young, right? And there's so much cool stuff happening with Sofi. So take a look at it. If you've never even heard about it, I'm sure you have if you're like on X, Reddit, or even here on YouTube. Fantastic company, and it's fun. This one's a fun one, guys. Like the premiums are nice. It's a low cost, right? 100 shares is $1,600, right? And if you're opening up like cash secured puts at like $1,300, like anybody can start getting into that. And the premiums are insane, right? It's fantastic, right? So again, more risk with a company like this for sure. But to me, I don't mind bag holding on Sofi, right? I saw a lot of you getting into some really risky stuff. Some of these AI stocks, like whatever, like dude, like and then they just absolutely crash. Like the one I forget, it's escaping me, the one that Nvidia just basically said they're not using anymore, and the stock crashed like $30, which is insane. Next is AMD. I'm watching this one. I mentioned this one last week as well. I absolutely love AMD. I'm not doing anything with NVIDIA this week. I'm just not. I'm just not doing anything. Just FYI. But AMD, it's still getting beat up here. It's still getting beat up. So we kind of keep opening up cash secured puts. Look at this. Look at this line. It just bounces off that middle Bollinger Band and retracts. Bounces off the middle Bollinger Band and retracts. Just we got to be a little bit patient. I think we're going to hit the top of the Bollinger Band. We're going to retract, and then we're going to open up some cash secured puts on that. Next is Palantir. Dude. Listen, this. You know what sucks? You know what really sucks is when great companies are in a bubble. Like that's what sucks because like this isn't going to end well. Like, I'm sorry. Like, bruh, like, this is listen, I'm not saying in the future it's not. It's just, it's like 600x earnings. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm out. like, I'm out. Like, it needs to come back to reality. We need to come back just a sprinkle of fundamentals. I'm okay overvaluing a company. I have no problem overvaluing a company, especially one like Palantir. But 600x, bro. That's too much. That's a little crazy. All right. That's a little crazy. Right. So again, I think there's a way, I don't know, do what you want. You know, this is covered call time territory. In my opinion, it's blowing up, but I think this is a great company that's unfortunately in a ridiculously large bubble. And just retail and everybody is just pouring hundreds of millions of dollars of week into this. So right now, covered calls and I'm getting out. Like that's just me. The last one I want to quickly talk about with you guys is ELF. This one is interesting, guys. I talked to a few of you guys about this that are in the group. I'm considering some cash secured puts on it. It's not like the fundamentals are so good. Like the actual financials are like good of this company. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we look at even like free cash flow, like it's not like I really don't like, I don't understand why like it just totally tanked like this. Like trailing 12 months isn't like terrible, but I just don't get it. So like to me, I'm like I really see this recovering. I don't get it. Like I don't understand why the massive dump that it's taken. Like I really don't. Like even if we just look like some of the numbers. Oh, I never really talk about this on the channel, guys. I keep my financials very, very simple. Like dude, to me, free cash flow is king, right? You can't fake that. Like you can't, right? You can't fake free cash flow. To me, that's the only thing I care about. Obviously, I'm looking at total revenue. I want revenue to be growing. Obviously, like the revenue is growing. So the revenue's growing. You could then look at net income. The problem with net income that I have with net income, guys, is you can fake net income with a bunch of like the accounting, but still, like what? Like it's solid. Like it's good. Like what is going on? So I'm considering it, guys. I'm considering doing a little bit, starting to build a position here in ELF. I mean, we are just off. We already know. I posted about it a lot with ELF about like it's just taking a dump. So I'm thinking about starting to get into some cash secured puts on ELF. I mean, they're just at these levels. I think the fundamentals make sense. Like again, I'm not like big on like getting into companies that I don't necessarily know too much, but like when I see a lot of people talking about ELF, I started going down the rabbit hole of it, looking at its financials. Like it's a good company that I feel like is just getting beat up for not really any good reason. And I think it's going to recover like next earnings, right? Like the next earnings, I like all the signs in the financials point that it's going to be a solid earnings report. So I don't know. Make that decision for yourself. But that's it for today's premium plays, guys. Every single week I have these, so make sure also one lucky commenter is going to win a free option strategy call, so make sure you drop it down below. And then also if you have any stocks that you're looking at, drop them below, right? We're building a community here of option sellers. So everything is free. Make sure you join our Facebook group as well. You can ask questions, anything like that, guys. But remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I will see you tomorrow.